Many thanks for staying with us on Fafano Africa. Now, it's undeniable that social media has had a profound impact on our lives, from connecting with friends and family to accessing a wealth of information. There's no denying the benefits that come with being plugged into the online world. However, there is a growing concern that is not being given the attention that it deserves, in my opinion, and that is the dangerous trend of oversharing personal information. Now, there is information overdose, but there is also oversharing. And today we're talking about oversharing, sharing beyond the necessary. Now, a recent news story brought this issue to the forefront of my mind. A woman shared an alarming amount of personal information on social media, including her home address, favorite shopping spots, of course not intentionally, but from pictures and videos. Her phone number was on display, her fax number was on display. Tragically, this oversharing ultimately led to her untimely death when burglars targeted her home, she was robbed, and she was killed. Now, this heartbreaking incident serves as a sobering reminder of the potential dangers that come with sharing too much information online. The rise of the get ready with me and lifestyle influencer videos, the GRWM, has only exacerbated this issue. It's not uncommon to see young people freely sharing details, and it's not bad. Details like, the fun places they visit, outing with friends. But in these details, if they're not careful, you see things that contain house addresses, license plate numbers, and even their travel plans and locations. Now, the allure of being an influencer or gaining followership can cloud a person's judgment, leading individuals to divulge sensitive information without fully considering the potential consequences. And you hear people say things like, we want to see what happens behind the glamour. So they do a lot of behind the scenes, but while doing that, they divulge some information that they shouldn't. But anyways, joining us to have this conversation now is Josh Oguntan, a digital marketing specialist. Thank you so much, Josh, for joining us.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm great. Compliments of a season.
Oh, same to you.
All right. So we're talking about oversharing of lots of information online, information
Mhm.
that shouldn't be shared, unnecessary information. And I think I'm going to start by asking, have you ever heard of any similar situation where someone overshared something and then, or maybe you've scrolled on your feed and you just saw something and like, this is not necessary. We didn't need to know that. Has it ever happened to you?
Oh yes, a whole lot. I mean, this is something that you get to see every day on social media, and it gets more interesting because I mean, it has happened to me personally, right? Where I had a conversation with a friend, and the next thing that I see is, oh, I'm almost trending on Twitter, and this is my conversation. This is something that I discussed with my friend in confidentiality, and I mean it's just right there in the open. And then you just get to see it, and you look at it, and this is really not necessary. We understand that social media is a platform for lifestyle and glamour. However, some things should really be kept, mute. They don't
Yeah.
really have to come out. However, it is what it is. It is social media, and it's just the lifestyle, you know.
Well, you did mention something that I'm going to come to, but as a digital marketing strategist, I guess it's okay to ask, is it necessary? What's that thing that makes people want to share so much information? Is it that the more information you share, the more views and likes and follows you get, the more relatable your content is? What is it that makes people want to share everything about their lives online?
Um, Validation, right? A lot of people, especially with the youths, we seek validation a lot. Now, being a digital marketing specialist comes with a lot because you have to follow the trend also. Now, I have a definition for social media myself. I call it the lie that keeps giving. It just keeps giving. You can't stop it.
Yeah.
You have to continue. It's something that it's a trend that has been built right from the start, and it's also a part of the algorithm. So there's almost nothing you can do about it. And you just, you take a picture and you want to really get comments. If if it's good enough, it really gets so bad that a lot of Gen Zs, and this is something that has been analyzed and is data proven. Now, about 65% of Gen Zs would post a picture. If they don't get up to like, let's say for example, they have like 1,000 followers and they don't get maybe 30 likes or 20 likes in the first 15 minutes, then automatically the audience are not feeling it. Automatically, the picture is not, it doesn't tap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like that they use, right? So, and before social media, the funny thing is before social media, and I'm very sure you can attest to this, you see friends of friends or even, partners and relationships, before the partners post a picture, or maybe friends, they send a picture to their friend, Alpha, what do you think about this? You think, it would tap and all of that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not trying to be controversial and I'm not stepping on toes. However, it also boils down to both the men and the women. Now, the men in the sense of, oh, they want to show their sexiness, they need the validation if I should open my chest, right, when taking a picture, or as a lady, should like really push out my bum. Also, the sucking of the tummy and whatnot. I mean, at the end of the day, that's just the definition that they really do need that validation from people to be able to say, oh, I am there. Oh, I'm beautiful. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. And that really depreciates the self-love that they have for themselves.
I mean, I think that I can confirm what you're saying. I tested because I've seen, oh my God, I've seen crazy videos and pictures. In fact, these days it's now more of men than women, especially those men who go to the gym. And then sometimes you're asking, what are you wearing? In fact, sometimes you're like, why are you not wearing? It's no longer what are you wearing, because there's barely
Yeah.
anything there just because they want likes and follows. And then you actually see people engaging this post. And I think that's what makes people say things like, there's no bad publicity. So some people do things intentionally. They go naked intentionally. They post some things intentionally because they know that even people that don't like it will comment. People that have a problem with it will still comment. So at the end of the day, you're getting like 2,000 comments. Half of the comments are bad comments, but you still feel like, oh, I got 2,000 comments. It's a win for me.
Let me reference something. Sorry for cutting you short. Let me reference
Yeah,
something
please
that
go ahead.
happened. I think maybe a month ago. Um, a lady went to a restaurant and she went to the bathroom, to the restroom, right, to take a picture. And then she went almost naked.
Yes, I saw that. I saw
You saw?
that. Yes.
No, I mean, that's high level, right? Think about that. Like, you're
In
not
a
even
public
thinking that somebody
restroom.
in public, you're not even thinking that somebody is going to come in. You're not even thinking, I mean, forget the fact that it's a female restroom and whatnot. It doesn't make sense. And she did that and still came online, posted it. The funny thing about this thing is they always have their clan, they have their followers, right? A
Yeah.
friend of mine, a popular influencer, and just, quoted a tweet and also put it on Instagram that isn't this stupidity or something, that's Kuku go naked, right? And they dragged him. Oh Lord. They
Oh,
dragged
for
him.
commenting on what she did?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, they dragged him. It was trending on Twitter for the whole day, for full 24 hours, right? And everybody moved from that conversation to something else, right? So you need to understand that at the end of the day, this is something that has been widely accepted,
Yeah.
and it's just a trend that would follow, right? Now, it was good. I mean, it wasn't good, so good, but it was better during the time of the millennial reign. However, if you see stuff that are happening right now, I mean, Gen Z baddies and I mean the youth, the guys also, is everything to write home about. I don't want to say it's nothing to write home
Yeah.
about.
I mean, it honestly is really sad and very disturbing. I'm not even going to lie, because almost every day you experience these things in the littlest of ways. For example, like I think 2 weeks ago, I was at a wedding, right? So there's this person that I follow online. We follow each other, so we're like Instagram friends, but we've never seen. And I knew I was going to see her at the wedding. She knew she was going to see me at the wedding. And I was kind of looking out for her. And immediately I saw her from afar. I was like, oh, I just called her name. And out of excitement, I was running to go hug her. And the next thing I hear is, oh, go back, go back, go back. And then she brought out the phone and started making a video. And then I had to play along like, oh, hi. I didn't know what to do. It was so, and then I got thinking like, won't you even just enjoy the moment first? And the worst part is, after she made that video, we hugged and we didn't talk again throughout that wedding. It's that bad. So you put up a front for people online to think that, oh, we're so close, we're so good. Like, you made a video of us hugging and probably we talked all day, but we didn't. So there's just this facade that we're trying to put up, this for reality, and it's just so bad. And the worst part now is, it's not just about people oversharing their personal lives. Just like you said, you almost fell victim. I can be sleeping today, and the next thing I'm trending on Twitter that, oh, see this person sleeping on duty. I'm like, how did this video even get online? I can be eating, like literally eating or doing something, that nobody needs to know. And the next thing I'm trending online and you're like, who even made this video? It's so bad. I see a lot of people, especially content creators, they use their grandmothers for content. They use babies for content. It's very disturbing. Sometimes you see a baby, you know that this baby is going to fall with the way the baby is playing, but that's the content you want. So you're making a video and then you're waiting for the baby to fall, and then the baby falls and you post it online as content.
I mean, it's about the followership, right? At the end of the day. I remember, now I'm going to make reference to a couple of things. Yesterday, I was at an event. I was invited to an event. A popular, figure at that. And there were a lot of TikTok influencers, Instagram influencers, and whatnot, right? And I got in there thinking, oh, maybe I'm going to spend like an hour or two. And I got in there and I just saw what fake life. I'm just going to put it at that. Because I have no words. Because I went there, I went in and I don't even know what to say. Everything was just crazy. And I couldn't spend up to 30 minutes. Now, the second thing was another stuff that has happened to me before was I was dancing with my friend, right? I think back to 2018. We're just doing like a silly routine dance. And the next thing I was going to see was, I posted it on my story. And I think 2 days later, I just saw that I was featured on Bella Naija. Yes, and they were saying, oh, couple goals, oh, this. Yo, I'm not married. That's not my girlfriend and stuff. But it's just, and it was somebody that put it on there, right? They were just constantly looking for content. And it's the same thing. It goes beyond just Instagram. I mean, even Snapchat, the validation is just crazy. You see somebody, you go to the club, you see maybe Davido or Wizkid, or you are just opportune to stay beside him. The next thing you do is take your camera and then you're like, oh, and when they slap you, you come online and then we said, oh, I'm going to I'm suing him for 200 million because he slapped me. Just mind your business, right? At the end of the day, it just boils down to that validation of, oh, I know this person, who I want to be with this person, who I was with this person yesterday. And they come online, they backlash them, and everything just scatters. So I don't think it's going to be rectified anytime soon. I still really think that the algorithm favors this and is really pushing it because also these platforms, if we look at it, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, their goal is to keep people on the platform.
Exactly.
As much as they're trying to reduce all of this negative stuff, their primary goal is to just make you active, make you spend time so they can serve you ads, so the platform can be relevant and they stay relevant, right? And they want you to be relevant. And in turn, you're just doing a couple of silly things online that is everything to write home about.
I mean, well, so I'm going to say this very quickly, but we're pressed for time. I really would have loved for us to continue this conversation. But there's one thing I'm going to say very quickly. Here's an argument, right? Some people are advocates for the quick finger generation. That's, anything happens, you're quick to take out your phone and make a video. And I would actually see reasons why that is. Because in the past, I think 2 years, we've had so many people become celebrities, and not just celebrities now, so many people making waves in the music industry, fashion industry, just because somebody, a neighbor or someone just made a video of them and posted online without them even knowing. So there
Yeah.
is an advantage to some extent. I mean, there was this lady who, I can't remember her name now, but she was selling oranges or something, and then she was just singing and someone made a video and she became a global sensation. And another person was, I think it was hawking water, and he was trying to, tell people the qualities of the water. And now he has his own, thanks to these
Yeah.
influencers who
Go back in
empowered
time
him.
to this lady that was hawking bread, that was selling bread. I don't know if you
Yes,
remember.
yes, exactly. It's bread. Yeah, that's the lady I was
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah. So all of these things, we can also say that it has its own advantages. So the question now is, how do we balance it up? Because so recently there was, I think, a guy, I think he's a makeup artist, but he was also hawking. I don't know the full story, but one of these influencers saw him and gave him some money and made a video of him and even asked some other influencers to help. Then
Yeah.
shortly after, they found out that the guy is a girl or the girl is a guy. I don't even know. And then they felt like he duped them. And at almost the same week, his reputation got shattered. From someone they were trying to help, it went back down. So it was like, just, I don't know. What is the balance?
Um, I mean, it's really hard to say, right? Because um, we're wise enough to identify, the pros and the cons to it. Um, and the example that you gave of the person that dressed as a woman and then was hawking stuff, and then, I think it was Brain that helped at the point in time. He knew what he was doing, right?
Mm.
Now, the balance it lies within ourselves because the media can't do that for you. You can only do that by yourself. Look at this guy, this very dark man, right? He didn't have to do a lot of he didn't have to come in from the negative side. The guy hit like 1 million followers yesterday,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, so the only thing that he was doing or he started doing was to start analyzing stuff, right? He talked about the Mobad situation, talked about a couple of things, even down to the current situation of Nigeria.
Yeah, I
So
think he even started advocating against the fake products. I think that's how
yes,
I
and
got to know
against the
him. Yeah.
products. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just you just have to know when to stop. You know your left from right. You're not a child. When you start using social media, you have your terms and conditions, even though we don't read them. So you just need to know when to stop. I'm gonna use myself as an example, right? So on starting social media, I was never active, right? I was just this guy that posts once in like 6 months and then I go. So took the whole, digital marketing thing to another level, right? And I was into music marketing. So I was privileged to meet a couple of celebrities and do a couple of things for them. And they started asking, like, what's your Instagram handle and this and that.
Right.
And getting into it, my dress sense changed. A couple of things just changed for me. And I just said, okay, you know what? I think it's high time for me to put myself out there.
Right.
Then I started something called, it was just Josh, my name. And then people started saying Josh the brand and all of that. So I made myself a brand
Yeah.
and I started posting pictures and I made one video. In 1 month, I went from 1,000 followers to 8,000 followers
Mm.
for just posting pictures and just portraying myself as a brand.
Yeah.
But trust me, I had a lot of backlash too.
Yeah.
Right. So, and at that point in time, I knew that if I continue like this, something is going to be really bad because some things just started happening. And then I knew when to stop. Right.
Right.
And then
Okay.
coming again, I'm like, oh, I can continue, I can do this. So it lies within ourselves to strike a balance, to know
Yeah.
when to stop. And again, we're not children. So we should really see the negative sides to these things.
Yeah, I do like the personal illustration you gave, and it's very important to portray yourself as a brand. But I think my advice would be do not do things for clout, right? That's what's trending in this generation. And for people who are very conservative, always look behind you, because now everybody is putting videos in people's faces and making videos of them, and you won't even know when you end up on blogs. But anyways, thank you so much, Josh, for joining us. It's been a very insightful conversation. I'm really looking forward to this conversation again. Probably we'll have a part 2 or something. But Josh Oguntan, digital marketing specialist, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.